Hey guys, I'm doing a book haul today. For some reason, I'm like exceptionally excited about this book haul, even though it's not really much different from my normal book hauls, but this is gonna be books that I bought during the month of May. These first two books I bought at the end of April, but I didn't do a book haul in April. The first one I got is The Martian by Andy Weir. I actually finished reading this book yesterday and I really loved it. Really good, like real science fiction, sort of like near future Mars rovery stuff. And yeah, I have never really read like science fiction like this before, where it's like semi-realistic space stuff, but it was really good. And they're making a movie with Matt Damon, which is just gonna be great. My dad is like weirdly obsessed with Matt Damon, so he keeps talking about it, and he also read this, so that's fun. The next book I got from that Amazon order is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I cannot believe that it took me this long to get this book, because I read this book like right after it came out, which was like 2012, I think. But yeah, I finally bought my own copy of Fangirl, one of my favorites. These next books are from Half Price Books. I have 6 books, and I just have to say that one of the things I love about Half Price Books is that when they sell like really old paperbacks, they're still like half price. So old paperbacks are sometimes priced at like $4, but then it's actually only $2. So for example, this book is The Great Gatsby. I think this is a version that was published in like 1980 or something. It's priced at $3.95, so I got this for $2. Really happy about that. I do have a copy of The Great Gatsby, but it's not this one, and I really like this cover, so really happy with that. The next book I got at Half Price Books is The Buried Pyramid by Jane Lindskold. I got this because I'm really hoping to read it during the month of June with Katie from Effusions of Wit and everyone else who's doing this read along. And I had it on my Kindle because there's a free Kindle book out there, but this was on like the clearance paperback shelf for literally $1. The next book I have is A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway. For some reason, before I bought this, I really thought that it was a book of short stories. It's not. It is an autobiographical account of the time that he spent living in Paris, sort of when he was in his 20s, I think. I'm not totally sure. Anyways, I have never read Ernest Hemingway before, but I did start reading this and I really like it, so that's fun. The next book I have is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This is just like a sort of cheap 50th anniversary edition, but I don't own this and I haven't ever read this, but I've been meaning to read it for the longest time because it's one of those like old school dystopians that I probably should have read when I was in high school, but I didn't, so now I can. The last of my sort of old school paperbacks is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, another book that I didn't own and I haven't read, and this book is referenced a lot or sometimes in this book, so I figured before I read this one again, I'm gonna read this one so that I know what's going on in the part where they're reading this. If you've read Fangirl, you know what I'm talking about. So the last book I have from Half Price Books is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rivka Brunt. And I've heard a lot about this book. I don't know what it's about. I've heard mostly buzz without a lot of actual details about what it's about. I think it is a coming of age story, but that's pretty much all I know. I was really happy to find this because it was not only half price, it was on clearance for $2. It's the sort of annoying like Target book club pick version, because this is like not a sticker, it's permanent, which is a little annoying, but it's also an autographed copy, so it does have like an autograph, and I figure for $2, like, so what if it's got the ugly club pick? It's like a perfect paperback. The next book I have is from another Amazon order that I placed later in the month. I don't know why I think I'm not gonna buy books, because I always do. It's called Letters from a Lost Generation. It is a nonfiction book. It's a collection of letters between Vera Brittain and 4 of her friends who all participated in the First World War. Fun fact, or maybe not fun, but I really like reading about the First World War. I don't know what it is about the time, but I'm fascinated by it. I recently watched a movie called Testament of Youth, which is based on Vera Brittain's like memoir, and I just adored it. It was so wonderful. I'm sure this won't be the last time that I talk about it, but instead of buying her memoir, I was really interested in these letters because I love reading letters. So it was just literally like two of my favorite things, World War I and letters, and I was like, yes, sign me up for that. I did read the first about 100 pages of this on Memorial Day because I just felt like it was sort of a good time to reflect on loss and war. I really enjoy it, and I also just love the sort of old romantic style of these letters. So if you're into letters, like, hit me up because I have read so many books of letters, and this is another really, really good one. The last thing I have is a little bit exciting because it's an unboxing. I entered in Sabrina's 500 subscriber giveaway, which was a little while ago, and I actually won. The prize was a book from Amazon or a book depository, so of course it took me like 3 days just to pick out a book, but I did, and it came today in the mail, so I'm gonna unbox it for you guys. Luckily, it's the easy tab guy. I say it's easy and then I can't even do it. There we go. Oh, this is really great. Okay, so the book I picked out, I decided to go with something that I wouldn't normally buy for myself, and I rarely buy books that are like new releases, full price. If it's not an auto buy author, I usually like never do that because I'm afraid, like, what if I don't like it, whatever. But I picked this out because the reviews have been really good, and I was just like, screw it, it's a giveaway, I can get whatever book I want. So this is what I got. It's called I'll Meet You There by Heather Demetrios. Can we just spend a hot second looking at this? It's so pretty. I just love like the typography, old school hotel sign look. And I'm really, really excited to read this. I believe it's about a girl and a guy who live in this sort of small town, and all they ever talk about is leaving. All anyone ever talks about is what they can do to get out of this tiny town and just make a life somewhere new. And I think the guy is a war veteran, and I don't know much else than that. As you can tell, I'm not the best at telling you what books are about, but read the little blurb on Goodreads if you want. I just think that this is going to be a really good summer read, one of those sort of romancy contemporaries that has like some depth to it, which I really, really like. I'm sure I will be reviewing this or talking about it after I've read it. So thank you to Sabrina for that. So yeah, that is my haul for the month of May. I know I always say that I'm gonna like buy fewer books or do a book buying ban. I think we all know that that's not gonna happen. I'm sure I will be buying books next month because my birthday is June 17th, and what does a book nerd do on her birthday? She buys books. So that will be coming up sometime. I will see you guys later with something else. Bye.